All right, I can't take it anymore. This has gone on long enough. You can't have a black car with a white hood. It's just wrong. You can have a white car with a black hood and a blue car with a black wing and a brown car with no hood, but you can't have a black car with a white hood. It's just wrong. Before the tablet got broken, that was the 11th commandment. No white hoods on black cars. So today, we're gonna fix this. All right, so to do this, step one, we need to figure out how we're gonna do this. Do we wanna use the spray gun? Do we just wanna use some rattle cans? Which we're using some rattle cans. Are we going to like prep and prime the whole thing? I don't know. I think we can get away with just sanding it and cleaning all the oil and stuff off of it. It's not gonna be perfect. I don't care if it's perfect. This is gonna end up as mostly a race car. So I've had the heat on in the garage most of the morning, so it's plenty warm enough. All right, maybe not. But I'm gonna say it's plenty warm enough. But I'm gonna get a little bit of sandpaper. We're going to go over the whole hood. Holy crap. It is really coming down back there. Sheesh. So anyway, yeah, I'm gonna get some sandpaper. We're going to go over the whole hood, try and clean up the edges, scuff the whole thing. I might have some primer. If I do, that'd be sweet. If not, in this case, I don't think it'll be a huge deal. But I would like to have some sort of darker base coat to go over this thing. That way it just blends a lot easier. It should go without saying that the rest of the car is not quite up to showroom conditions. So I'm not super concerned with it being, perfect. But I would like it to somewhat match. So what I did was I looked up the actual paint code for the car and just ordered some paint matched rattle cans, which isn't really too expensive. It was like 60 bucks for the paint and then like another 40 bucks for good clear coat. So initially I was going to unbolt the hood, put it on some sawhorses over here and spray it there. But I kind of think what I might try to do instead is open the hood, lay a bunch of stuff over the fenders and windshield and everything, and then close it gently. And then I might spray it like that. Now I can already hear you asking why I would do it like that. Well, long story short, getting a hood unbolted and then bolted and lined back up by yourself, real nightmare. So if I can do this and avoid all that and it still turn out kind of decent, then I'm gonna do that. So first thing first, prop it up like that. I do need to get an actual hood prop. And then we'll be able to go over all the edges, get to everything easily. And then we'll start spraying. Got the hood gap looking a lot better. Took a while to sand it all by hand, but didn't use any power tools, and it turned out pretty good. I don't think there's any need to get any closer than that, but the gap's looking pretty good. If you like prop the hood up and look at it, like the edge of it's a little wavy, but I think once it's painted, it'll hide it. And I think this gap, once the back of that fender's brought in a little bit, if I ever decide to do that, because I might not, because who really cares? So I think now I'm just going to clean up some more of these edges, and then scuff it, spray it, and then call it good. We'll see how it goes. I need to blow it all off first. There's a lot of breathing problems left on it. So I believe we are done sanding. It's pretty smooth. It's not perfect, but it is pretty good. I think it'll be like a perfect 5 to 10 foot paint job, assuming that everything lays down right. I need to go get some more fuel for the heat eater over there, because that ran out like halfway through sanding. And it's like 34 degrees out. So I'm gonna go get cleaned up, go get some more fuel, and then maybe we'll start throwing down some color. All right, got the car all taped off. I think the only thing left to do is just double check it. I already blew it off, and then we'll just wipe it down. I don't have any wax and grease remover, so I'm just gonna use some acetone. I did end up picking up a little bit of primer. Yeah, I just wanted to check, because sometimes they'll send a little thing of, like a little packet of wax and grease remover in those. So, but yeah, just gonna get it sprayed real quick. Going over it one more time. Like I said earlier, it's not gonna be perfect. I'm not going for like a show car thing. If I was, I wouldn't be doing this. Yuck. I just couldn't stand to look at a white hood on a black car anymore. Alright, so can we just agree that the half and half looks kind of sick? Alright, got it primed, got it painted. It's looking pretty decent, I think. As long as I stay back here, it's totally fine. When you get up close, you can see some of the divots and stuff. Like, right here is probably the worst of it. But it's stuff that, honestly, I didn't really care about. As long as you stay, like, right here, it looks pretty good. The hood itself, to be honest, like, all the stuff that's wrong with it, for the most part, is just little stuff that I could have taken the putty and just smeared across it and fixed. But like I said, all things considered, I think it's turning out pretty good. So I'm going to lay down some clear real quick, and then we'll wrap this up, or I guess we'll unwrap it. And something that I always forget about spray painting until I'm like halfway through a project is just how much of a toll it takes on your finger here. It's like that last half of the hood there, because I think it was just 1 coat of primer and then 3 coats of paint. That last half coat on the hood, my hand was like this, just having a hard time keeping the trigger squeezed. It was rough. And just like that, we are done. Started this at about 10:30 this morning. It's 3:30 right now, so about 5 hours. That's not too bad. And it really brings attention to how much the rest of the car sucks. No, that's not really fair, because the rest of the car is super dirty. It's been sitting here for a few months, and I haven't really washed it in probably like a year. And I think the hood has just the right amount of orange peel. There's only one spot that I actually screwed up, and there's, I don't know if you can see it on camera, but there's a run like this whole length of the scoop, which, god dang it. But everything else, I think, all in all, looks pretty all right. So now I just need to let it dry. I'm probably just going to let it sit here with the heat on for an hour or two, and then hopefully it's cured enough to turn the heat back off, because that's expensive. I don't know if I'm actually going to try to wet sand it and make it all nice or not. Like I said at the beginning, I just couldn't stand looking at a white hood on this car anymore. And, you know, for just a few hours work and like $100 give or take, I think it turned out pretty all right. So that's going to do it for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing and clicking that bell. We'll see you next time.